If you've got some seeds that are not wanting to sprout for you, they're being super particular or really finicky, I've got a seed starting technique that is guaranteed to work for you, or at least I hope is guaranteed to work, because once I found out this seed starting technique, it absolutely changed the game as to how I start very finicky, difficult to sprout seeds. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. As I said, in today's episode, we're sprouting very finicky seeds. And so I've got the first part of this system already set up here. And I find that when you're sprouting finicky seeds, the reason why they're finicky is generally moisture inconsistencies. So by putting them in a very shallow seed starting tray here, it's going to allow us to have really precision watering, because we're not going to be risking overwatering because there's not a lot of soil to actually hold on to excess moisture, but it will dry out pretty fast, in which we have to kind of stay up on it. But I find typically it's the former, not the latter, as to why seeds don't germinate. And that's because they're being overwatered or they're in the soil too long. And when that happens, you run the risk of rot. So putting them in a very shallow seed bed is going to be the first thing to kind of helping you to have better success with finicky seeds. Next thing I'm doing is I'm actually pre-moistening the seed bed. Now this is only about a ½ inch of soil, so it's pretty easy to do. I don't want a ton of excess moisture. I just want this seed starting mix to be nice and settled. I want to make sure that everything is equally damp, because essentially what we're going to do is we're not sprouting in cells. We're just basically going to use the seed bed to essentially hold the seed. Once it's holding the seed and the seeds germinate, then we're going to pluck it away from this, because at that point the seeds will have already germinated. It's that initial sprouting process that typically is the hardest with finicky seeds. I can name a few of them, obviously. One being your like your coffee seeds. They take 2 to 3 months to sprout, and that is a very finicky seed. Certain cacti, I have a mixed cactus here. Some are easier than others, but cacti can be pretty finicky. We actually have here these lithops sprouting in this exact method that I'm going to show you guys. Lithops basically are very, very finicky, but we have awesome success. They're a type of basically living rock. They're in the cacti family. And so very simple to do. And so we're going to get even moisture, and then all we're going to do is then we're going to sprinkle our seeds right on top of the soil surface. We're not going to bury them, because that's the second reason why finicky seeds often don't germinate, and that's because they're buried too deep. So when we get our seeds here, we're just going to sprinkle them right on the surface. And you don't have to bury your seeds. A lot of people think you have to bury seeds to have success. And we're going to solve that by just covering them with a blackout dome, just as you would like microgreens, are the same premise. We're going to be simulating darkness by covering them, which that definitely helps, but you don't have to bury them with soil. Oftentimes finicky seeds don't like to be buried because for a variety of reasons. It might be that they just don't like to be buried that deep, and you are burying them that deep so they're not germinating. They also may not have a very strong taproot that pushes them out of the soil. Certain seeds, like this cacti, for example, is a prime example that they don't have a very strong taproot. They're actually very shallowly rooted. And so like all these lithops here, when they first germinate, what makes a seed pop out of the soil is it actually pushes down with the taproot first, and that pushes the seed out. If it doesn't have a very strong taproot, it can't do that, and then it just dies underneath the soil, and you wonder why it never germinated. Well, it turns out it did germinate, but it didn't have enough strength to push through. And so by putting it right on the soil surface like that is going to guarantee that, that it's going to sprout, and when it does sprout, it's going to have access to that sunlight, and it can actually start to grow. So that's why we're not burying our finicky seeds. And then the third and final thing that we're going to do is we're going to cover it. Okay, we're going to cover it not with soil, but with a very super lightweight material called vermiculite. Now, vermiculite is an expanded volcanic rock, and you've probably seen it in a lot of potting mixes. It looks kind of strange, it's kind of clay colored, but it's also so lightweight and so spongy that it doesn't feel like a rock, but it actually is an expanded volcanic rock, very similar to mica, and it has a lot of surface area. And what this is going to do is it's going to hold on to the moisture near the seed, because seeds that are finicky also may not germinate because of the other side of the spectrum, which is not enough water, inconsistent watering. And so by burying them too deep or by putting them into physical soil can hold on to too much moisture. Having too much soil there can hold on to too much moisture. But then on the flip side, if you put them right on the soil surface like this, they can have a tendency to dry out. And so we're going to be putting a thin layer of vermiculite over top of these cacti, or these cactus seeds, I should say. Cactus seeds? Cacti seeds? Okay. That one I don't know. Cactus seeds, and what's wrong with it? You know, it's one of those. And yeah, because if it's cactus seed, cacti is plural, cactus is singular, but then seeds is plural. I think it's cactus seeds because it's many seeds of a single cactus. But then would that be cacti? It's gonna stay in there because I need to know now. Oh my, oh boy, wow. I just went through the mental gymnastics of a Olympic trainer. Okay, so now that we've got this done here, this is gonna hold the moisture near the seeds, and that is going to really allow them to obtain the moisture that's necessary to sprout. Now I will follow through with another misting on top just to moisten that vermiculite. But this is all vermiculite does. Vermiculite just holds on to moisture. A lot of people think that it adds aeration, and it does add a tad bit of aeration, but that's typically the job of perlite. Perlite is this stuff right here. So this is perlite versus this is vermiculite. Vermiculite is very flat and spongy. Perlite is very hard and it actually feels a bit like a rock. And then the final thing that we're going to do, which I don't have right now, but I'll grab it in a second, is we're just going to put a seedling tray on top of this to add some darkness, because seeds will germinate better in the dark. All right, so the final thing we're going to do, just throw this seed starting tray right on top there, and that's going to hold in that moisture, but it's also going to simulate that darkness that the seeds need to germinate. Now, this does not mean that we're just going to leave this like this for weeks on end. We're going to check this every day, every other day for sure, to give it some more moisture. We're basically going to lift it up, spray it down, close it back up, and you're going to do this until the seeds start to germinate. Once the seeds germinate, then we're going to lift off the blackout dome, and then you can continue watering. Now you're probably wondering, well, Luke, how long can these seeds sprout and live inside of that shallow 1/2 inch soil bed right there? Well, it depends on what you're growing. If you're growing something that grows pretty fast but is just finicky to sprout, you're going to want to pluck it out sooner than later. Cacti, they grow very slow, and so we're probably going to grow these, like these lithops have been growing in this soil here for about 2.5 months. Same exact style of seed sprouting, but they grow much slower than something that grows pretty fast but is finicky to sprout. I use this method if all other methods are failing, because if this method doesn't work, the seed might just not be good, because this method has worked for me when all other seed starting methods fail. So I hope you'll give this a shot. It is very easy to do, and I know that you're probably wondering, you probably have a lot more questions and stuff, but really honestly, all it takes is just a shallow seed tray, some soil, and then the vermiculite, and then a little blackout dome on top, or anything to just block out some light, and you're good to go. The final thing I was mentioned too is when they start to germinate, we're going to take a spoon and you're just going to scoop that plant out and then transplant that into another container. So really easy to do, pretty foolproof, but this is a home run method that when I learned about it, I actually learned about it when I was growing. We started a lot of our own succulents at the commercial greenhouse that I worked at, and I was in charge of doing a lot of the seed starting. So when I actually learned this method, it actually personally changed how I garden. It changed the way that I saw seed starting, because I was always using, the seed starting trays, the big cells. I was always doing the same method. And when I found this method, it gave me just one more little tool in my gardener's arsenal to help me with seed starting. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully y'all learned something new. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. As always, grow bigger.